Hey there, synth drones. Today I'm going to talk about what I got on the Black Friday deals. Hi, I'm Pure Drone, and this is my channel where I talk about synthesizers. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button and tap that bell so you can keep up with all of my synth adventures. Well, I bought software, and you can see it on here, the British Class A for my Console 1 unit. I like the Console 1 because it gives me a hands-on feeling of adjusting parameters, but that's not enough to get great sound. And I believe that the soft tube emulations of the hardware are very precise, very, very fantastic sounding. I believe it's brung my mixing to a whole new level as well, just because of the hands-on and the fantastic sound that these emulations bring to the table. I don't know what a real British A console sounds like, but I do know that the soft tube Console 1 British A sounds fantastic, okay? And I know that it's actually a Neve emulation. I guess they just couldn't get the license name to actually advertise it as such, I'm assuming. But it sounds really great. It's what I decided to get. I didn't see anything in the hardware world that was discounted enough to make me say, oh, I have to have that. But as many of you guys already know, I have a lot of hardware already, and this isn't even all of my hardware. I've got a bunch more that I haven't unpacked yet. I kind of packed it away while I was redoing the studio. So I've got some units that I'm not even actually using because they're not hooked up right now. So I didn't think I really needed to be buying anything else at this point until I can find a place for them in my current setup and workflow. But yeah, last year I was more intrigued with buying stuff that was on sale. But even then, there wasn't anything hardware-wise that was really making me jump. But the software seems to be the best deals for me anyhow on Black Fridays and Cyber Mondays. And I haven't been really intrigued with buying much because I'm really at a point where I have purchased so much in the past. I think some of you guys can relate to this, that you're not even using what you currently have software-wise. I think that there's this give and take for software and hardware. In the hardware world, you have this tendency to not really want to hook things up if you don't have them hooked up already. And that's because space is limited in the real world. And then in the software world, it seems like it just gets buried and forgotten on the hard drive somewhere. And then one day you run into it, or you see a video about it, or an advertisement about it, or an article about some piece of software that you have that's been collecting dust on the hard drive. And you go, oh yeah, I have that, don't I? And, you know, it seems like to me all these new players that are jumping into the software world, they're kind of rehashing what's already been done out there. And I've already got a few SSL console emulations anyway. So I thought, you know what? Why not go with a Neve emulation? And I actually think that it adds more to my sound than what the SSL was doing for me because of my style of music and how I'm using it. Both are fantastic because I had the SSL 4000 E channel with the Console 1 for free. It came with it, and it sounded fantastic. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. And I really, really enjoyed using it. And I still use it for certain applications, certain instruments. I like to have the British Class A on my synthesizers for that smooth, syrupy kind of sound. And I read a lot of reviews, and they do use the word syrup a lot. And you know what? They're right. It does have this drippy kind of sound to it. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way to describe it, but I don't know how else you could describe a sound. But I think it's just a different type of sound. And for me, it's what I like. And I've been enjoying it. And that's what I spent my money on. I really wanted to spend more money. Isn't that crazy? On some new toys, but I couldn't justify it, and I really, really want to be able to enjoy what I already have and continue enjoying it. So that's how I spent my Black Friday, was playing around with the British Class A. Got it on sale. Let me see something really quick, because yeah, it is still on sale. Let me close this out. I'm on their website, so you can see right up here where my mouse is. Maybe I can make this bigger. Here we go. It's on sale for $135. It's normally $225, and so it's broad stroke kind of a thing. You don't have the sharp cues that you do in the SSL that I own, that came with the Console 1. It's more of a broad stroke thing, and I kind of like that, because to me, it's not surgical, so it's a lot harder to break a sound. You know what I'm saying? And I just think with pads, I like to do a lot of pad music. It's a lot smoother transition. And then I have so many other EQs that if I had to break out something surgical, I can still have the Class A console on that channel. And then I can also add an additional EQ. What's wrong with that, right? Before or after, to take care of some of the frequencies that may have snuck through, and kind of tame them a little bit. So, and I also have to tell you guys something. I have downsized my production. How do I say this? My post-production. I used to just really rely on a bunch of different plugins to get the sound that I wanted, and was never really happy with the outcome. And I've learned that less is more. This is transitioning over the years, okay? And you read about it all the time, that less is more. And I have found that good recording going into the box, and this is nothing new. I'm not teaching most of you guys anything new, but for myself, I had to learn it hands-on, that recording into the box is the most important step, is just to get a really good sound going into the box. And one of the ways I do that is through the Studio Live. It has 32 channels that you can actually input to, and it has really clean preamps. So I'm enjoying just getting a good sound going into the box, tweaking with as few possible plugins as can be used. And then I use a service called emastered.com. I think that they sound really great when you run your final mix through that. I am not a big person on mastering my own music. I think eMaster does a great job. I think they got a sale going on right now too. I think it's $180 for an entire year, where I think normally it's $200 a year. But you could spend a lot of time trying to get your mixes to sound professional, and time equals money in many cases, if not all cases. Time is valuable to me. So I'm thinking for $200 a year, in this case $180, it is a really good deal to use a service that will come and do it for you. Often, well, in my case, every time better than I could do, okay? I just don't want to spend hours mastering, because I'm not good at it. I'm not going to lie. For those of you who know what you're doing, kudos to you. That's great. But for people like me. So anyways, emaster.com. And I'm not getting paid for mentioning any of this stuff to you guys. I'm just talking about my synth adventures here. I hope it helps you out. I know it's helping me out. But the most important thing is the music, guys. Keep on writing music. Keep on enjoying music. Keep on listening to music, okay? And until next time, please leave a comment and tell me what you did for this Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so that we can all enjoy and cash in on the savings. There may be something something out there that I missed. My email box is slammed with all kinds of deals this week, and it's hard to sort through many of them. But tell us what works for you, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I love all of you guys, and until next time, keep calm and synth on.